We're told to be careful with kids and weights, but what if the biggest fears are based on myths? The surprising truth: a supervised strength program is statistically safer than many common sports like soccer or basketball. And the number one fear? That it stunts growth. This has been scientifically and repeatedly proven completely false. The reality is that it's safe and one of the most beneficial things a young person can do for their body and mind. We will now break down the science of why it works, how it builds more than muscle, and the simple rules for getting it right. First, this training actively increases bone density, acting as an investment in a child's skeleton against future osteoporosis. It also improves metabolic health by bettering body composition and insulin sensitivity, a powerful tool for wellness. The positive habits formed now don't just fade. They create adults who are far more likely to remain active for life. So we know it's safe and offers huge health benefits. But how does it work in a developing body? The answer is surprising. The common fear is that kids will bulk up unnaturally. Before puberty, this is physiologically improbable. Gains come from neuromuscular adaptation, the brain getting better at talking to the muscles. It's not a bigger engine, it's a much better driver. Youth bodies also have a hidden advantage: greater muscle plasticity. They adapt and recover from training in ways adults simply cannot. So this smarter nervous system and rapid recovery doesn't just make them stronger. How does this show up on the field? This training improves nearly every athletic metric: speed, power, agility, and balance. It is the foundation for any sport. Critically, it works like armor. Programs teaching proper landing mechanics can dramatically reduce devastating ACL tear risks. Early exposure builds the body's movement vocabulary, creating a foundation for any physical activity they'll ever do. The physical benefits are clear, but they might not be the most significant part. The changes inside are just as profound. Hold on. These benefits are conditional. They all depend on doing it correctly. So what are the non-negotiable rules? Rule number 1 is absolute. Technique is king. The goal is to master fundamental movements before adding significant weight. Forget the calendar. Training decisions must be based on individual readiness, physically, emotionally, and instructionally. More is not better. Smart programs vary training loads through the year, a concept called periodization, to prevent burnout. Finally, structured training should supplement, not replace, play. Multi-sport participation is vital for well-rounded athletes. With these rules in place, the environment is set for mental growth. Let's return to those powerful psychological benefits. Lifting weights in a controlled setting teaches kids to overcome challenges. This directly builds self-esteem and discipline. They learn that effort leads to measurable progress, the definition of a growth mindset. It also becomes a healthy outlet for stress. Let's connect the dots. Recall how gains come from the brain-muscle connection? Combine that with perfect technique, and you're building something called physical literacy, the confidence and competence to be physically active for life. This physical literacy becomes part of their identity. The confidence from mastering their body translates directly into self-esteem. So the ultimate benefit isn't just a stronger athlete now, it is creating a more capable and confident human being for tomorrow. Let's recap the truth. Youth strength training does not stunt growth. It is safer than many common sports. It builds smart nervous systems. It builds stronger bones and healthier metabolisms while providing armor against injury. It forges confidence and lifelong health. The question isn't if a child should do this, but how. Seek qualified coaches who prioritize technique over numbers. You have the power to give your young athlete an incredible advantage, not just in sports, but for their entire future. Start with body weight, make it fun. Focus on movement. You're building a foundation for a stronger life. Key takeaways: safer than you think. Brain, brawn, technique first, lifelong benefits.